Hi everyone, Matthew here. Hope everyone's doing good. So today we have a fun little video. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting down a new piece of wood, of a tree that I've never turned before. So here we have a log of Russian olive wood, which was given to me by a neighbor who gives me a lot of nice wood, very, very nice guy. And today we're going to be cutting this up into blanks. So I'm going to show you guys how I would approach a log like this, which some people would write off because it's not a perfect diameter, right? But you can get a lot of interesting pieces from pieces like this. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that I always look for are crotch sections. So in this piece we have two. We have one there, we have one right here, and we have one right here. So these crotch sections allows you to make these nice, beautiful live edge crotch piece bowls. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one right here and this one right there. So that's going to allow me to have these two crotch sections for bowls. So I'm going to get out actually a brand new chainsaw that I just bought, Stihl 036. Before we start it up, that's on. Just wear some ear protection. Got the chaps on. Usually I don't wear chaps, but for the purpose of safety, I have to get used to them. So now we have two nice crotch sections that will make wonderful little bowls with these nice tripod bowls. So we have two of those. We also have this section. So this section is a smaller diameter. So it's not something that you want to turn bowls out of. So this is probably going to become a spindle. I don't know what it's going to become, but it's going to become a spindle. So that's blank number 2. Now we still have this section of log. All right, so what do we have to work with? What do we have to work with here? So we have a straight section from there to there, which could become a vase, could also become a mug, could also become, I could also cut this in half and it can become a live edge bowl on one side, it could become a pot. We also have to consider that we have these branches. So in there's probably some really nice figuring. So what I usually do is I cut away to get straight sections. So there's a straight section here, there's a straight section there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on both sides and get that out. If I'm going to turn that into a bowl, I'm going to just cut it up on the bandsaw. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim up these branches because these are going to come out in any case. Might as well do it now. don't hit the chain on the ground, because you really don't want to have a chain hit the ground. That kills your chain, and that's not what you ever want. About there. So this is going to become a small little bowl. I'm going to cut that in half. It's going to become a little dish there, a little dish there. And all that figuring, you can actually start to see it right there. It's going to look really nice inside of a dish. And here we have another straight section that can become pretty much anything. I just have to think of something. I probably would make a vase with this, or I would cut it up here and here to get rid of that bit and turn pots. So yeah. Final tally, we have these 3 straight, pretty well on, perfectly cylindrical straight pieces, which will probably end up being spindles of some kind. When it comes for bowls, which is what I usually turn and what people really see me turn most often, I have these 3 blanks. So this one's going to be cut in half, and right along the pivot, it's going to be turned into 2 little dishes. Yeah, that's scrap. And these are going to become tripod bowls turned with the bark still on. So these are going to be turned fairly green to allow for the bark to stay on, because I have turned olive wood once in the past and it was very, very dry. I've never turned it green, and the bark tends to want to fling off. So having the bark want to stay there because the tree is recently cut is really going to be fun to try out. So that's it for this video. Follow for the next videos where you're going to see these things being turned. The spindles are going to be turned probably a little bit later, since they are fairly green and the pith is included. So you don't want to have the pith included, which can warp. So you want to let them dry for a while first before you turn them. But these can be turned right away. So these are going to be future videos. And so yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, happy turning, and we'll see you next time.